Tara, explain to me why then. I mean, you're like the Democratic power broker. You know all the people, and there are all these consultants. I see them on TV, not Simon, but the other ones, and they're like, "Oh, we got to be like Trump. We've got to be tougher on this immigration stuff. We got to, They begin every sentence by going, well, Americans really hate all the violent immigrants that are out there, and I'm like, wait a minute. And then every once in a while, somebody comes along. Today, it happened to be J.B. Pritzker in front of the Senate, I think, who said, my, grandparents were immigrants. They came to this country. They made good. That's what this country is found. Like, stand up for who we are. Don't try to be them.
Right.
But there's a whole let's try to be them community, or let's meet them halfway community. Driving me crazy. Or is drive you crazy? Or
Yeah, I would say a lot of those people, let's try to be them, are the people that got us into this mess in the Democratic Party, where Democrats have the lowest support they've ever had in this country. Something that kept running through my head when Simon was just talking is that, like, just a point of levity, like, if only the impacts of the IRA were as fast as the impacts of what Trump has done, right? Like, bad things happen fast. You can bring poll numbers down quick. Good things happen slow. We've got to fix that. Democrats have got to fix that if they have the privilege of being in power again, is really demonstrating positive impact for the American people of what government can do faster. Because that is why folks feel so confused and betrayed. They didn't want what Democrats were selling because they thought they were being gaslit because they didn't see the impacts of all of the policies that were passed yet. And now they're feeling the impacts that they didn't think were coming from Trump. And so, of course, it's a good opportunity for Democrats. But the point that you made, David, is that there are a lot of folks that take the bait from the Republicans. They literally parrot Republicans' talking points that are not fact-based about how most undocumented Americans in this country are criminals. That is not true. That the protests are violent. And all of the press and a lot of Democrats parroting that, like you mentioned, of starting with, we don't want violent protests. They're not. They're very peaceful. There was no need to call in. The governor didn't want the National Guard. So any Democrat that is trying to meet Republican voters where they are with Republican talking points, they're not going to stand a chance in 2020.
other than perhaps John Fetterman, who gets a doctor's note for this. But
I'm pretty sure John Fetterman might be working for the Republican Party.
So can I just jump in here, because this just broke, is that Kristi Noem was doing a press conference this afternoon in Los Angeles. And Senator Petilla showed up at the press conference.
Nice. And now you're talking.
And they attacked him. They physically attacked him. The video, I just saw the video, and they removed him physically. He struggled to stay as a senator in there, and several guards manhandled him and threw him out of the press conference just now. And so you have a United States senator, born and bred in LA, right, was just literally, assaulted essentially by DHS agents. And this just broke. This is going to be, no one signed up for this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, this is so beyond anything that anyone could have imagined. And I think that, David, the